Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, where today we're going to be looking at some immersive new Skyrim mods that you won't want to miss. As always, if you do go on to enjoy this video, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe down below. But for now, let's take a look at our first mod with Dangerous Dwemer Dungeon, New Trap Edition. The name pretty much sums up what this mod is about, adding in some new ways that aim to make Dwemer Dungeon exploration just that extra bit harder. Instead of just cruising through them as you usually would, you now need to watch out for lasers, spotlights and more. Failing to do so will likely result in your demise. Now each of these traps have actually been implemented from Decoder, a quest mod which I covered a couple months back. Each of them have been carefully placed within a load of different interiors and set up in a way so they genuinely feel like a natural part of the game. The visuals are nothing crazy, usually just being made up of a single light source. However, the mod does a great job of making you feel like you need to avoid them. Usually in Skyrim, you might encounter the classic swinging axes, like the ones in Bleak Falls Barrow. But even if you get hit, you're usually still good to just carry on as if nothing happened. These ones are no joke, dealing a fair amount of fire damage at a single time. They won't kill you instantly on their own, however I found that a lot of them are set up in a way where you could easily get caught up in multiple lasers at once, and your chances of survival are lowered even further. I will say that a problem these type of mods have is that they're not scaled in relation to your character's health or overall level, meaning that the more you progress, the less impactful these traps become. So if you're planning on starting a new character with this mod, then be sure to watch out if you decide to delve inside a Dwemer ruin. The mod author has released some similar content in the past, which paired together will completely change how you experience these areas. But overall, this mod is a fantastic way of making these locations feel new and exciting, even after 13 years, and is one I highly recommend checking out. Moving on, we have HDT-SMP Vanilla Armors. Again, this mod is pretty self-explanatory, adding in the incredible looking claw physics that we all know and love. This time, however, it's not focused around a custom armor set, but rather those that exist within the base game and DLCs. In total, there are over 40 sets that have received this change, ranging from ones that you can craft yourself to those that are only found throughout the world. But I feel I need to emphasize that this is not every single piece of armor in Skyrim. There are still a handful that haven't been enhanced, like the Thieves Guild, Dragon Scale, and even those that you get from the Dark Brotherhood. This is because these sets, and a few others, simply don't have any features that you could apply the physics to, so there's no way they could incorporate them in the first place. Regular clothing has also not been altered, as it would simply take too long, and there's other mods out there that already offer the same thing. Either way, there are still so many outfits that are included in this mod that there's really no reason to complain. In order to get this working, all you'll need is a mod called Faster HDT-SMP, and you should be good to go. Upon downloading, you'll be given the option to either go with a complete installation, or you can select specific armor sets instead. The mod authors left a complete list of all the currently compatible mods, so be sure to take a look before you begin. I didn't realize this originally, but the mod also affects every NPC in the game, so long as they're wearing one of the updated outfits. This could maybe lead to some performance issues, but I've yet to come across any problems myself. And finally, it of course supports vanilla bodies, but also others like 3BA and Himbo. I don't say this too often, but this is definitely one that won't be leaving my load order anytime soon. Next up is a mod called Animated Interactions SKSE. This adds in a number of new animations that are specifically for third person, with each one helping to create a real sense of immersion. So let's take a look. For starters, there's now an interactive animation for looting, where it will look like your character is actually searching a body. There are new animations for opening doors, as well as other containers in the game. And my personal favourite is that any items that are lying around will actually get picked up, and won't just magically appear in your inventory. The mod comes with a fair amount of customization, including the speed that the animations are performed, or even adjust the height for when they can trigger. This can be done through the ini file, but I found the default settings to work just fine. Apparently it is possible to see all of these animations in first person, so long as you use improved camera SE. I never tried this myself, as there are other mods that already achieve the same result, like first person interactions, and I expect you're likely to run into some issues as the mod wasn't designed with that in mind. The mod author has stated that there should be no lag whatsoever during an animation, and they weren't wrong, at least during my time trying out the mod. Now, before you get started, they also recommend pairing this with HDT-SERP's Immersive Interaction mod. However, there are some conflicting animations, so you'll need to head into the MCM menu and disable the ones on screen or shown on the mod page to get the perfect blend between the two. In terms of the installation, you will either need Nemesis or Pandora. I tried using FNIS before realizing that the mod page literally says this isn't possible, so don't make the same mistake I did. Overall, this is another great addition to Skyrim, and is one that I know a lot of you are going to enjoy. For our next mod, we have Destructible Skyrim Containers. This will now actually let you destroy certain objects in real time, where they'll explode into multiple pieces. It affects every chest, barrel, and safe in the game, but this is only the beginning. You see, this mod author is currently working on a series of mods just like this one, that will feature much more in the future. This is just a standalone version, whilst we wait for more updates to come to the all-in-one. What's interesting is that when you break one of these objects, you won't lose any items that are inside. Instead, they'll appear amongst all the debris, and you can go ahead and collect them like normal. This opens up a whole new level to this mod, where you could even use it for specific quests. For example, during the Thieves Guild questline where you need to clear out Golden Glow Estate, you can now just break open the safe and save yourself a whole lot of trouble. The mod comes with a new spell, which is where you can access all of the settings. Here you have the option to enable or disable the ability to receive a bounty for your actions. This basically just means if you were to go inside an inn and go around destroying stuff, it wouldn't be long before the guards showed up. I think this should absolutely be kept on, especially if you're going for as much immersion as possible. You can also make it so all of the dropped items from a broken container are stored inside a single satchel, leaving you with a much more manageable way of going through all of the goods. Next, you can set an item drop limit. So let's say you had 1,000 septums lying in a chest. Instead of having to pick up each individual item, they would stack together instead. This is the perfect balance between the default settings and the satchel one, allowing you to enjoy the best of both worlds while still keeping performance in mind. And the last one is used to change how long it takes in-game before a previously broken object is reset back to its normal state. Overall, this is such a fun way to make Skyrim feel more interactive, and just the massive amount of flexibility that the mod comes with makes this the perfect addition for this video. Finally, we have Skyforge Immersion Addon. This mod makes a couple lore-friendly changes to the Skyforge that help actually give it more of a purpose than just being a reskinned forge. It can be found near Jorvaskir, the home of the companions, offering you the most scenic place to smith up some new gear. With the mod installed, any weapons and armor can be improved 5% better whilst you're at the Skyforge, with this increasing to 10% once you progress far enough into the companions questline, therefore making the Skyforge the actual best location for smithing. I think this is a great change on its own, as it never felt right to me that the forge worked the same as any other. However, that's not all this mod comes with, as you can set it so you'll actually have to earn the right to use the Skyforge. To do this, you'll need to speak to Yorlan Greymane and ask for permission, where he'll respond with some custom dialogue.
No, I don't think so.
In order to gain access, you have two choices. The first is to simply finish the Silverhand quest and become an official member of the Circle. Or the second is to complete a side quest called Missing in Action, where you'll need to work with Freya Greymane and try to rescue her son Torald, who's mysteriously disappeared. But do keep in mind, all of the optional content will require another mod called Power of Three's Papyrus Extender. In terms of compatibility, the mod author has said it should be compatible with every city overhaul, and even some that change the Skyforge itself. Lastly, it does seem like we'll be getting a new update in the future that should consist of more dialogue to make this mod even better. But overall, whilst it's a pretty small addition to the game, I felt that it fits perfectly into this video and has helped give this underrated location some much needed attention. So there you have it, 5 immersive new mods that I cannot recommend enough. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video.